Finally time again to go on a little hike. First proper short hike of the summer. So this is the mountain Vífilsfell, which is one of those iconic mountains that I can see out our living room window every morning. Never been up here. Quite excited to go. It's not tall as such. It's 600 something meters over sea level. 300 something meters, I think, total rise, but it's quite steep, and at the end there's supposed to be a bit of a climb. So, finally a proper summer adventure again. Since it's a short hike, it's also a good opportunity and chance to kind of wear out, walk in, try out, kind of soften a little bit those new hiking boots. Which had to be replaced because this happened to my old ones. The hike starts in this relatively uncharming quarry area in the entrance to Jósefsdalur Valley. What, less than a kilometer hike from the last point where you can stop the car before the road gets closed by road gates. About a kilometer to the edge of the mountain, the foot of the mountain, and up from there it's a pretty steep climb onto a short plateau, and then finally onto the main top of the mountain itself, from the top of which we should have pretty good views of Reykjavik and the surrounding area. There are some signs here in the hills around the quarry, further into the valley, of some motor vehicles driving off-road here. Here that's okay, so this is, or well, not completely off-road is never okay. But behind here is a kind of motocross area, which is designated for that. I mentioned this specifically because it's been on the news now for the last couple of days in Iceland. And a couple of French tourists who brought their Land Rover trucks over caused massive amounts of damage in the southern highlands. Driving after being warned, after being notified, mind you, drove all over the place, causing irreparable damage to some of the pristine nature there. So when in Iceland, even though you're driving a 4x4 which looks like an off-road monster, off-roading is never allowed and should never be an option. Here we are, almost halfway up the first slopes, and I realized that I had my camera on the wrong settings. I at least hope there isn't a noticeable or majorly or very noticeable difference in quality, but I've switched now to the proper format, the D-log, the part that I'll have to color correct later on. It's getting a bit windy. We're glad to have made it this far. We did try the mountain last summer, but had a bit of an incident which caused us to have to return, even though we were only like a couple of hundred meters up. It's going better now. It's slow progress here. It's extremely sandy and steep, so it's almost 2 steps up, 1 step down. So the sense of progress is not immense. Let me just put it that way. Oh, there's a bit of relief. We've reached the... Nei, ég bara tala myndaðalina sko. En þú mátt alveg vera með. It's a bit of relief. We reached the plateau before we climb onto the top bunch of the mountain. This is quite rocky, and it's nice to look at that top bunch, for lack of a better word, how kind of broken and cracked the rock is there. It looks extremely recently volcanic, even though it's of course not. Vífilsfell is the cap is made of moberg, which is the Icelandic geological term for this rock type, which I think is called volcanic tuff, Tuff in English, if I'm not mistaken. Vífilsfell, named for Vífill, who was the slave of Ingólfur Arnarson, the man who discovered Iceland and settled Reykjavik. He released the slave eventually. The slave settled in Vífilsstaðir, so the place or house of Vífill, which is in Garðabær. I don't know, probably 15 kilometers as the crow flies from here. And the legend says that this beast of a man, Vífill, ran out from his place every morning onto the top of this mountain to check for weather conditions. If weather was good, he ran all the way back and similar distance out towards the ocean in the other direction, and rode for fish. I don't know about you, but I think this tale has been maybe slightly embellished. That's the Icelandic sagas for you. Even here, slightly more than halfway up, there's a very nice view of Reykjavik, of the bay, of Mount Esja, and even over there of Hengit, which is another mountain that I want to hike soon, ideally this summer, both of them, Esja and Hengit. I've done both before, Esja many times, but Hengit only once. This mountain, Vífilsfell, again, is the northeasternmost mountain in the Reykjanes Peninsula, or the Reykjanes Ridge, so the last one in the volcanic line. So the next volcanic system over there is Hengit. It's also marks the end of the Bláfjöll system, or the Blue Mountains system. As is to be expected, it's slightly windier up here than down on lowland. I think on lowland we probably had like 14 degrees Celsius, 13, 14 degrees. It probably dropped down slightly here, and I can feel it when I slow down that the wind is cooling me down quite a bit. It's still quite good, and just light clothing while moving, on the move. Thankfully I, of course, have warmer clothes in my pack. Okay, this is the most absurd thing you can imagine. There's a blue balloon gliding across the landscape here. That was odd. Never seen that on a mountain before. We made it up the scramble, and as you can see, I put my vest on. The wind is a bit cold up here. It's just the final top, the final summit ahead left, and I'm about to reveal the view over to the southwest. Ahead of us, I can see a couple of people sitting up there, so we're not the only ones on the mountain today. But that rhymes with what we saw down on the parking lot. There was one car there when we got here, so they've been accounted for. Down there we can see the Blue Mountains Road, the road that leads to the main ski area in the Blue Mountains in the Reykjavik area, which could be faintly perhaps seen there in the distance. Obviously closed now. There's no snow. We seem to have found the last, most precarious part of the walk up. So it's an extremely narrow ledge up through the cliff. There's a marker there, so we're assuming this is the way. Björg is even packing away her poles. So she's going to go on all fours, I think. 4-wheel drive. Whew, we made it to the top. It's a bit windy up here and a bit cold. We met a couple of ladies on the way up. They were the other two people on the mountain. They pointed us towards a different route down, which should be slightly less precarious and difficult and has a rope attachment like the last portion. I'm not going to be flying my drone. That was my original intention, but there is a glider airfield down here. I had completely forgotten about that, and there are glider planes flying around below us all the time. So I'm obviously not going to take those risks. This has been fantastic. It's great to go out and hike a little bit again. Hope you enjoyed the trip. Thanks for coming with us on a walk of Mount Vífilsfell, and I'll see you in the next one.